What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Poke Office. My name is Colin. Here's how you know that time is absolutely flying. Paldean Fates has been out for 6 months as of today, which is just wild to me. Feels like just yesterday we were opening it for the first time. The very first pack I opened was the Penny Special Illustration Rare on the live stream. I mean, it's a fun set. I think it's holding up really well. We're going to take a look at the data. Pretty basic stuff where the set 6 months in, lots of it is going to be dropped from that opening weekend high. But at the same time, lots of these prices have really leveled off. And like, if you want to complete the set, now is probably the time to buy these cards as singles, because I don't foresee them getting too much lower unless there's a big reprint happening on Paldean Fates, which has yet to be determined. In other news, it's July 26th. As I'm recording this, Trevenant is on the calendar, and not my favorite Pokemon by any means. Not at the same level of Tropius, but not great. Anyways, jokes aside, let's get to the data for Paldean Fates 6 months, see how things have been holding up, and whether it's time for you to buy some singles of the set or not. All right, so we'll start with the Elite Trainer box. It has not changed very much. It hit a low of $35. That was a few months ago, but it's right back up to $43. Basically, $45 is what I've seen in the stores online. And then we have the booster bundle. This has come down quite substantially since that opening weekend. It started at like about $45. Now it's down to $30.82 currently in the market price. It's been slowly increasing because it was down to $25, but down 30.6% overall. These are pretty cool though. I've had some good luck opening these booster bundles, getting some good hits out of there. Then we got the booster pack, which I guess is getting harder to find because the price is going up from $4.33 to $4.95, and that's really taken place since the summer started in June, up 14.3%, which, yeah, that seems about right. I've seen packs for right in that $5 range, or I'm paying like $6 to $6.50 Canadian for these packs when I buy them. Then we'll start with the single cards. We got the Clive starting us off, and take note, these graphs really are showing like that early high of these cards. It's maybe not showing the pre-release prices because the set came out on January 26th, so this says February right here, but this is the 6 month graph. And of course, most sets as they come out, they have this big dip right here and then they slowly level off, which is pretty typical for a new Pokemon set, so this is no different. That's why we're going to see lots of numbers in the red in terms of percentages. So the Clive down 27.5%, just under $10, but still a really cool card. Plus you have the Lechonk in there, which how do you go wrong with that? Plus the Sylveon. It's a pretty cool card. I do like that one quite a bit. Then we have some hyper rare cards to talk about. The Chien Pao first is down 10% to $10.11. Nothing too crazy with this one. The Miraidon, same thing, slowly trending down, all basically from the release date all the way to here, down almost 30% to $10.48. Then we have a Mimikyu Baby Shiny. Here's why Paldean Fates is such a good set, because there's so many Baby Shinies, and some of them are actually holding some really solid value, like this Mimikyu, $10.63 is where it's currently at in the market price. It hit a high of $12.59, but basically been a $10 card ever since release day, so not a ton of change on this one. Koraidon EX is the biggest hyper rare card out of Paldean Fates, and really it's just been a $10 to $12 card all day long, down 7% on the graph, but really there's not a ton of movement. It's just been fluctuating between $10 and $12 for the last 6 months. Another Baby Shiny, the Pidgey. This one had a lot of play in the TCG, so that's why that big spike happened in the middle, hit that high of $22.73. Now it's come back down pretty substantially to $11.88, but still, for a Baby Shiny that I mean, it's just a regular Baby Shiny, nothing special about Pidgey other than Pidgey's awesome, is that it's a $12 card, which is pretty nice. Okay, we got our special illustration rare Arven. This is probably my least favorite special illustration rare, to be honest with you. I don't know, it just didn't do anything for me. Got the sandwich in the background, but it is down 24.5%. $12.56 is its current market price on TCG Player, and really it kind of looks like it's just going to sit in that $10 to $15 range moving forward. Then we have the Penny, similar. but I like this card a lot better. It has the Umbreon in the front, so how do you go wrong, really? And the Eevee backpack, it's a pretty cool card, and it's just slowly been trending down. Started at that $16 mark, now down to $12.50 basically. So it'll stay there probably. Snorlax doing the same type of thing. Like all these graphs, Paldean Fates is just holding its value kind of right where it was. Even 3 months ago, it was already at this level. Snorlax is currently at $13.14. Not a ton of change there. It's going to be in that $10 to $15 range moving forward, I'd suspect. Then we have the Charmeleon. This is a sleeper card, or a surprising card, more or less, because I didn't expect these baby shinies to be worth so much value. Charmeleon currently going for $18.76, up 20.3%. So this card has had a nice, solid run, basically just holding its value right in that $15 to $20 range ever since release, which is really awesome. And this Charmander also doing really, really well. My best bud right there. Shiny Charmander is easily my favorite Pokemon of all time, so I absolutely love this card, and it's holding its value, $21.68, and it's kind of just holding there basically for the whole 6 months that Paldean Fates has been out. Okay, next we got the Iono, and this one is a little bit of a surprise to me because this graph doesn't show it, but opening release day, Iono was worth like $75, $80 if I remember correctly. Then it came down pretty quickly, and now it's just been slowly bleeding from like a $50 card down to a $25 card, currently at $26.65. I expected this one to hold its value a little bit better because it is a really cool card, and it's a very playable card in the TCG. Lots of people have Iono in their decks, and this is just another option to kind of make your deck a little bit more fancy with some special illustration rare cards in there. But a big drop, down 43.6%. Biggest baby shiny out of the set, Pikachu. It's been the biggest one for a long time. It hit a high of $46. That was in April. Now it's still holding its value well at $35, which is really, really cool. I like seeing these baby shinies, and this is what makes Paldean Fates so strong, is that you have cards like this to boost the special illustration rares and boost the value of the packs that you're opening. I love this set quite a bit. Okay, we're into the big three cards. The Gardevoir, maybe one of the most gorgeous cards I've ever seen Pokemon print, to be honest with you. Looks absolutely beautiful, and it's kind of just holding around that $50 range. Current market price is $47.94, and as most cards do, it started off a little bit higher. It was that $70 to $90 range card right out of the gate, and now it's a $50 card. So it's a good reminder that if you just want the card for your binder, it's probably a good opportunity to wait for a few months after a set releases before buying that card. However, I will say that oftentimes I find it really hard if you're like trying to buy a PSA 10 contender as a single. It's easier to find those gem mint cards early on in the process. So it might be worth, if that's your play, buying, even if you're paying a little bit extra to get the more opportunity at like the really, really crispy cards. All right, two more cards to talk about here. We got the Mew, the Bubble Mew. I love this card so much. I'm happy to have it in a Gem Mint 10 already. And similar graph as lots of Paldean Fates already. Started off high at $111. It actually was even higher than that. I believe it was a $135 card early on. Now it's an $81 card, so down 27.3%. But realistically, since March, it has been holding its value at that $80 to $85 mark every day. So not too bad at all. And honestly, it's just one of the most unique Pokemon cards. Like Paldean Fates has Gardevoir, that is one of the most gorgeous cards. Then it has the Bubble Mew, which is one of the most unique Pokemon cards. And then we have the bad boy himself, Charizard EX Shiny Terra. And this card looks so ridiculously mean and clean and good and delicious when you hold it in your hand. I have this one in a Gem Mint 10 as well. I paid a premium for it, but I just had to have it for the collection because it's so good. So good. One of my favorite Charizard cards they've ever printed. And this one, again, the graph doesn't show it all because I think this one was more like $180 early on. Then it came back down. Now, since March, it's just been holding its value there, right in that $110 range. Current market price is $111.34, which is an absolute banger card. So there you go. There's the 6-month review of Paldean Fates. I think this set is going to hold up really well. I really like the set. It's really fun to open. You have the 3 kind of bigger chase cards in the Gardevoir Special Illustration Rare, the Bubble Mew, and the Charizard EX Special Illustration Rare, which are really cool. But you also have all those baby shinies that supplement the value that you can pull out of there. I think if I would say the one weak part of Paldean Fates, unlike the rest of Scarlet and Violet era so far, is the illustration rares in Paldean Fates are kind of lackluster at best. Whereas the rest of Scarlet and Violet era, the illustration rares are the shining factor of Scarlet and Violet era so far. So it's a weird thing going on. But overall, I think Paldean Fates, I've said it before, is way better than Shining Fates from Sword and Shield era, and like it's got to be really close for me in terms of how good it is compared to Hidden Fates. Hidden Fates might take the cake a little bit just because it has those full art shiny Pokemon, which are really, really cool. It's got the Eevees and the Charizard, and there's some cool cards in Hidden Fates, but the baby shinies plus the special illustration rares in Paldean Fates make it a really, really solid set. Anyways, that's going to be it for me at the Poke Office. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment. I appreciate it. And until my next one, talk to you then. Peace!